Okay, Dalton, 30 seconds. Tell us about Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray is a very exciting quarterback coming up in this next year. I think he's a quarterback that has some of the most to gain out of any of them in terms of dynasty value. He's a little suppressed right now in terms of his dynasty value. He's like QB 11-ish behind Jordan Love for most people. We have him a little above Jordan Love, but I think with him gaining a likely Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft, maybe Neighbors in the draft, that could really help him progress as a quarterback, as well as just proving that he is still that elite fantasy producer that he's shown that he could be throughout his career in spurts. So that being said, let's get into some trades. But before that, let's talk format real quick. All these trades are going to be based off of a 12-team start 10 Superflex league, which is PPR, the 1.75 10 in premium, and 4-point passing touchdowns. With that being said, Dak, would you take Kyler Murray or the 104?
I will take Kyler Murray there. The players there are going to be very good. You're looking at like Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Malik Neighbors. But if you look at our quarterback rankings, we have Kyler Murray over Daniels and Drake May. Uh, Kyler is just an elite, proven talent. He's done it before, whereas the other guys have not. So I'm going to take the proven guy at the moment. How about you?
I will take Kyler over the 104 all day. I think Kyler is just going to be better than any player you're going to get there. I think Kyler is higher upside most likely than the player you're going to get there as well. How about the 103?
The 103, it's close. I will still take Kyler Murray because that's still Daniels, May, league neighbors, maybe depending on your league format. I still value Kyler over those guys. So I'm going to take Kyler there.
Yep, I absolutely agree. How about the 102?
102, this is the cutoff. This is where I will take the draft pick because now you're talking about Marvin Harrison or Caleb Williams, depending on your league format. We have Caleb over Kyler in our rankings, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is such a phenomenal prospect. I'll take the 102 there.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I'll definitely take the 102. If you're lucky enough, and in this particular format, the 12 teams start 10 Superflex, and you can get Caleb, that's a slam dunk. Caleb's just the better player than Kyler, better situation, everything. And if it's Marv, Marv is still probably better to have than Kyler.
Yeah.
So I'm more than okay taking the 102 for Kyler. All right, now looking at another trade. Would you rather have Kyler or Purdy and the 106?
I will take the package here. The 106 is a very good pick, and Brock Purdy has also produced well enough where like you're tearing down, but I think it's worth it to get that extra pick, especially considering the format. It's a deeper league, so we like to get those starters in your lineup that are going to produce. So I will take that package there. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not pretty because Brock Purdy's like, he's not that pretty player. He's not pretty in your dynasty roster, but he's going to put up points and he might have more longevity than we give him credit for.
Mm.
Even though we don't think he's that good of an NFL talent, the 49ers could definitely resign him. He could be a good NFL quarterback for the next 10 years, and I wouldn't be that surprised, right? So when you're getting the 106 on top of Purdy, you just have to take that process. The 106 is going to be a great player. So yeah, I'll take the package here.
Yeah. So now we're going to look at a third trade. We're going to look at tearing up to Anthony Richardson. So Dalton, are you taking Kyler in the 109 or Anthony Richardson?
I do love Anthony Richardson. I think he has game breaking upside, but I will be taking Kyler in the 109 because I also think Kyler Murray is close to that game breaking upside as well. He's had stretches where he's put up like high 20s in terms of points per game over in seasons before, and I can't see why he can't continue to do that. He's one of the better rushers in the league. Going to have some of the best weapons he's ever had with Marv coming in, hopefully. So I'll take Kyler in the 109. 109 is going to be a great pick too. How about you?
I will take the Kyler side. I could see why you might take the Anthony Richardson
Mm-hmm.
side just because of the game breaking upside that he had last year. The couple games that he played, he was absolutely incredible. But I'll take Kyler just because he's done it before, right? He averaged 19 points per game coming off the injury last season. So he was really good coming off the ACL. And the 109 should be a solid pick. Again, in a deep league, that's going to help you out a lot. I can see in a year like Anthony Richardson is just QB3 in Dynasty, something crazy because he
Mm-hmm.
just had such a great year. But for now, I'll take Kyler, and I feel pretty comfortable about that.
I also wouldn't be surprised if Kyler's like QB
Yeah,
six.
that's true.
So I definitely see it both ways here.
Yeah. Okay, so final trade here. We're looking at a tear down. Dalton, are you going to take Kyler Murray or Jared Goff and Chris Olave?
I'm going to go Kyler here. This is kind of comparable to the other trade we saw with Purdy in the 106 because Olave is pretty close to the 106, and Goff in terms of production is pretty close to Purdy, but Goff's just older and not quite the same tier as Purdy in terms of just dynasty value. So I will be going Kyler here. I just think Kyler has that really high upside that we're looking for, especially in a 4-point where he can rush the ball much more than Jared Goff. Jared Goff in a 4-point is really not that useful versus a 6-point where he's much more comparable to Kyler in terms of points per game. And Olave, while we do like him a lot, doesn't have that quarterback yet, so he's not going to be putting up those insane numbers. So I will take Kyler here. How about you?
I will take Kyler in this format. I think this is something where if you change the format of your league around, it results in different answers. Like if this is a 12-team, 6-point passing touchdown, I'm going to take Goff and Olave there just because Goff is a great scorer and Olave is also really good. If you make this like a 10-team start 10, 4-point passing touchdowns, now that's a really shallow league. While Kyler is going to score a lot more points than Jared Goff, I think it depends on your team makeup. Like the QB2 is really devalued in that type of format. And you also want hammers just because it's such a shallow league. So I think I would also take the Goff side in that because I like Olave as a nice scorer in a shallow lineup. But in the happy medium of 12 team, 4-point, I'm going to take Kyler there.
Yeah, that's a rare trade where you can see one side of the trade winning on both polar ends
Yeah.
of the spectrum in terms of deep and shallow leagues, and the other trade winning right down the middle. But I think it's pretty well spoken and what I would do as well. So we hope you learned something, enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.